Hello everybody, and welcome back to Upper Lusatia. Did I pronounce it right this time, Josie? I forgot to ask how to pronounce it again. I got in trouble about how I pronounce this map. But, we're here. Beacons at the ready. I love the beacons. I got to admit, love the beacons. So a couple of things are a little bit different. A couple of small changes that have been made. First thing we need to do is we do need to head over and get the front loader attachments for the New Holland here. I remember where I put them. Because we need to give a bit of manure to our I can't remember what it's called now. Our greenhouses. How is everyone doing tonight? I hope everyone's having a good week so far. That is a pretty beefy little wagon there. Here, took the tractor out. Can't argue with that one. Let's see here. Greenhouses are up this road here. We don't have our beacons on. Gotta have the beacons on. And we'll start with oh, I'm crashing loads. We'll start with the lettuce. Let's see, how's it looking? It's 65%, so I could actually be doing with another bucket load if I can give it one. Let's get rid of that helping. We don't need that up. Let's get the dirty jobs out of the way first. Hi Steve, how are you doing tonight? Welcome along. Hopefully you're having a good week so far. We are just loading a bit of manure into our lettuce greenhouse up here. Get that out of the way first. There's a mod that will allow me to buy manure. I'm very tempted to get that mod. There we go, that one's full. Let's go for this one over here next. Don't really have an awful lot to give it, but yeah, there we go. I'm not too bad, Steve. It's been a very eventful, busy day for me, but I'm glad to be back in front of the game again. I've spent too many hours away from it today. I'm starting to have withdrawal symptoms. It looks like we're going to have to look after our cows a bit today as well, actually. That's not a problem. Now, I need the pigs to hurry up and finish eating what they have because I don't want to keep the pigs. I actually want to get rid of the pigs because they're not really good for anything and we don't have enough of them to make it really that viable. Unless, of course, you guys want to see the pigs stick around. I can keep the pigs if that's what you guys want to see. we'll get this done. Clean up after animals, get the front loader bits and pieces done out of the way first of all, and then we'll have a little look around and see what I've been doing off camera. I haven't done too much, maybe an hour at most, just finishing up tasks that we never got finished at the end of Monday's stream. But I am thoroughly enjoying this map. I really like this map. It has very, very nice textures. I've only got a little bit of manure left here. There we go. 206 is almost not worth taking up to the greenhouses. In fact, we're not going to. We're going to put it in the manure trailer. We've got a little bit of manure in the trailer anyway, so we would definitely be as well going ahead and getting on with that. So what's new, Steve? How's your week gone so far? The cow's base food is down to 6%, the power food is a worrying 1%. We only have 16% water. Not ideal. Hi there, Intrigue Me, how are you doing tonight? We'll go ahead and we'll clean up after. We will clean up after the other animals too. We're not going to give this corn back to the pigs. We're going to take it down here and put it in our silo, which is over here. Just tip that in there. I think the sheep are okay, but we'll just go and double check on them anyway. Yeah, they're fine, they don't need anything. Let's put the scoop away and we'll switch over to the bale spikes. Now, let's have a look here at our animals. Apparently the cows are only 32% clean, which is not true. We get a new cow in 16 hours, that's not bad at all. We are not reproducing sheep just now. Oh, it's hopefully you do get it soon, Steve, because very soon I will be getting a dedicated multiplayer server for FS17, and all my subscribers that want to join will be able to. Pigs, they're not really eating anything. I'm just gonna let everything kind of, apart from water, I'll keep giving them water. We're up to 12 pigs now. We start with 10, so they are reproducing. Yeah. We need to give them more grass, that's not going to be a problem. Straw's not a problem. Water, we have water somewhere. We do have a water trailer somewhere. You say that now, Josie, but wait until you actually play the game and you understand why I crash so often. I need to give them hay and power food. I made some hay bales. see if we can get 2 of these. It's a bit heavy for the tractor. Hi there, Florek. Hopefully I've pronounced your name correctly there. How are you doing tonight? All the way from Poland. Welcome along. I dropped a bale. So let's go and chase after that bale. Hopefully it'll drop it again. Let's see how they're looking now. They could actually be doing with another hay bale. That's fine. Get that housework done first, and then we'll get on to the more fun side of things. There we go. That should be them happy for that. Happy enough. Definitely happy enough. Well, welcome to everyone who has come along to the stream so far. Hopefully you're enjoying it so far. If you are, consider hitting that like button or that subscribe button. And if you do hit that subscribe button, feel free to hit that bell icon as well. That way you'll be notified about all my future streams. And of course, come and say hello in the chat. We don't bite. Josie might, but that's just Josie. You get used to it. That is absolutely true, Josie. Any suggestions about things we should do are more than welcome. I will also accept some in-stream challenges as well, providing that they're achievable. Well, at least you've had your jabs, that's the main thing. And let's head up to the mixer wagon, which has quite a bit in it. And give our cows some TMR as well. This is not going to be anywhere near enough to keep them satisfied, but it'll be something. It will absolutely be something. It is half work. I think I will mix up another one. If you are interested in how to look after cows properly, I've done a tutorial video over on the channel, on my YouTube channel, so feel free to have a look at that at your earliest convenience if you're wondering the ins and outs of looking after cows. That's not really what she means, Steve. She's actually on about not only does she bite, she comes along and punches as well. She's like a stronger version of Mike Tyson. But it's not the jabs you need to worry about, it's when she hits out with the uppercuts. guess we'll go for another hay bale. We will probably have to make more hay bales in the future. We only have 4 left. Oh. There we go. Perfect load of TMR. This will keep the cows happy for a little while anyway. Suppose they're not going to be too happy if I drive over the top of all their food, of course. I'll let that unload and then we'll get this wagon away. There we go, it didn't take it all either. That's a bonus. Gives us a little bit to give them later. Now all they really need is grass. Pigs cleanliness 0%, health 89%. I disagree with that. I've cleaned them already. Okay, I don't know if we're going to need the front loader again. I don't think we will. So rather than putting it away completely, I'll just leave it here because we might need it again later.
We have no time for that. If we make mistakes, we are lost.
Let's go ahead and I'm going to jump into the Massey Ferguson. This, for those of you who haven't seen it already, this is a mod that one of my subscribers sent me. Massey Ferguson sent me this over. This a private mod that he had made for him, and he shared it with me, which was very kind of him. And it, of course, has beacons on the front. Can't go wrong with that. But here's something that's new. Silage bales are now at the farm. I've picked up some of them. I've not picked them all up. We're going to go down and pick up the rest of them just now. I have leased some equipment in order to do so. I've leased it because we cannot afford to buy it, not anywhere near close to being able to afford to buy it, but we can afford to lease it. Hey there, Massey. I'm doing just fine. How are you doing? You came just at the right time as I jump into your tractor. Almost went up the wrong road there. Too busy looking at the beacons. I'm easily distracted by flashing lights. Here's the field that we were making the bales in, and this is the truck that we have leased. Make sure it's in working position. This is an auto load truck, very handy. It just doesn't have any beacons on it. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Is that the mall? It is. Now we'll get the massive followers. I was watching Rotten's live stream before I went live, and Massey was having a few issues with his truck not staying on the right way up. It was over on Euro Truck Simulator. It was an amusing moment seeing your truck play at being a ballerina there. I got that impression. You did rage quit. Let's put these bales right there. Well, I don't really care that it crashed into the truck. I'm just not happy that it crashed at all. Now, what we need to do? I think it actually I think we might have done better than my river stunt with that one Massey. It is a little loud. It's not too bad when you're in cab. But more noise means more power. Unfortunately, you just can't see the beacons when you're in the cab, that's all. So we need to get some more grass for the cows. I did kind of put that header trailer in the wrong place. I find this this mower very amusing, if I'm being honest. But we're not going to be driving this. We're going to get a hired worker onto this. We're going to be running the loading wagon. We'll just get things started for them, though. Send them on their way. They're of course going to miss bits, because it's a hired worker. And hired workers in Farm Simulator are rubbish. And I am going to need a bigger loading wagon. But I think I can actually turn the volume down. Let me see here. Oh, that's a little bit better for the stream. But yeah, we'll get a couple of loads done with this. Mainly for the cows. But we will put the excess in silage clamps so that it doesn't completely rot away. Because for those of you who aren't aware, when you're running seasons and you have grass sitting in your loading wagon, it will degrade at a rate of 50% a day. So if I left this thing sitting in a shed for 2 days full, I'd go back on the third day and it would be empty. Which I think is a little bit quick for grass to rot, but it's an aspect that the base game doesn't have. That swath is a little bit close to the fence for my liking. Almost full. It's not going to take as long to harvest this field. Ah, the beacons are off. Unacceptable. problem, Josie. I have noticed that there is quite a bit of lag. I think the bad weather we're having is affecting the internet speeds. I wonder, is this bit crossable? Of course it is. I think we will need to have a chat with the internet service provider, given that the internet is very unusual, very, very good download, but questionable upload. And I'll just check the current bitrate. I've got quite a few dropped frames, but the bitrate is sitting just under 3K. But I've dropped a lot of frames. It's not ideal. Let me just see here. I will check Restream and see what it's saying for its bitrate. So of course it gets the bitrate before everything else. Very, very sporadic bitrate. It's ranging from 5,000 to 500 on the bitrate on that for some reason. Seems to be sitting not too bad right now. Very unusual. Don't know what's causing that. Do apologise about that. I use Streamlabs OBS. I find it's a little bit easier to use than the classic OBS. Better user interface in it. There we go, that's we've got a bit of silence with my mouse on, which didn't think we were. Is there no sound at all, Massey? See if I can figure out why that is. Not sure what's causing these issues tonight. Yeah, I'm not sure what's causing that. Let me just have a look over here. Not sure what's causing the issues today, guys. Very sporadic bit rate. Has it stabilised any? Is the sound starting to come through yet? No idea what's causing these issues tonight. It's very irritating. Let me see. Okay, I have no idea what's causing these issues tonight. I've closed all unnecessary browsers. I'm gonna assume that it's weather related. Had quite a lot of high winds today. Do apologise though. Not even paying attention to what I'm doing here. Trying to manage a stream, read chat and play a game at the same time. There is a river there. Let's try and avoid going too deep into that. Try and find the crossing. Just looking at the state of the internet just now, it's actually the internet as a whole is being a bit awkward tonight. It seems very, very sporadic. Actually, we're going 42,000. Let's get a bigger tether. This tether we've got is a just tiny little thing. Is it 6 meters? Can't afford an upgrade. Should we go for the big tether? What do you guys think? Go for the big one, or should we go for it's an 11.2 one. That one's not too bad. It's cheaper. We could go for the Crone, or do we go for the Pottinger? What would be preferred? Crone. Have to agree, I've not actually used the Crone. And it'd be nice to have something other than Pottinger. You know, something other than red. The Crone's not the biggest one. It's actually just one size bigger than what we've got, but it's different. And that's that's really mainly what I was looking for, something that was different. We'll get a bit of money back for selling this one. And there's the new Crone there, quite nice. Is that a self-wind-throwing tether you're on about, Massey? That would be extremely useful. Worst thing about Teddy is having the wind grow after it. The Massey's not even finished yet. Is this going to be big enough to get all three? I think so. That's not too bad. I think be alright with that. Although, I shouldn't even be windrowing this just now. But we'll see if it dries out. It's kind of keeping them a bit in their rows. Hopefully the balers are able to manage them. Modding is definitely not the easiest thing to do. I broke the rebuilding Goldcrest Farm map that I was editing. That sounds cool, Massey. Keep us updated on your progress on that. I'm more than happy. Have a test of it if you like. More than happy to do anything like that. Can promote it on my channel and things like that as well. Or is it going to be a private map? I think I might need to have a look at changing my streaming music at some point. Yeah, the techno music's not doing the farming any favours. But we're getting through this field fairly quick. I'm going to leave the last row. I'm not going to TED the last little bit. Let's get this all folded up. Not bad. 10 or 15 fields. Is it going to be a little farmyard, or are you going to have quite an open one? I quite like small yards every now and again. Gives me an excuse to use the classics mod pack. Also lets you you know, use the smaller tractors, because more often than not it's too tempting to go for the great big huge tractors. Sometimes it's nice it's nice to scale it down a little bit. Placing the hedges, that sounds like a task and a half. When I was doing the rebuilding Goldcrest farm map the first time around, placing the walls around the sheep pasture took longer than anything else. Why do you need to watch me in hedges? There's nothing wrong with the way I handle hedges. Hedges are meant to be driven through. Let's get this Massey back up to the farm. Not that it's ever actually been to the farm yet, but we'll get it to the farm. That's your second hashtag in a week there, Josie. Are you feeling okay? The biggest question would be, are the hedges going to have collisions on them? That sounds quite cool. So the main yard's going to be a dairy then, I presume. I do like having one of the livestock animals on the main farm. I think that's quite nice. Saves you running all over the map to feed your animals every 3 days. You can focus on the better aspect of the game. I don't drive through any hedges. Sometimes it's shrubs. I'm not actually sure if this is going to fit in here. It does. That sounds absolutely awesome. Can't wait to see the finished result. I almost aimed the tractor for a deeper part of the stream there. That wouldn't have been particularly fun. Let's get this placed away in the shed. What we need to do now is I want to have a look at a field. I want to rent a field. It is one of my favourite tractors, I've got to admit. I like the standard Massey Ferguson, but this one's got the beacons on it. You gotta love beacons. But let's have a look at renting a field. I'd quite like field 23 because I'd like a cornfield, and it's already planted with corn. It's going to cost us 5,000. We have that for 60 days. Let's see what else is planted around the map. Looks like all the fields are planted, so we're not going to get an empty field. I think maybe field 6. So now it's barley actually. We're But I have a barley field. Field 10 is wheat. We don't want wheat, we don't want canola. Definitely don't want potatoes or oilseed radish. I have some sunflowers in field 21. That seems like that would be the best choice. There are no soybeans on the map, unfortunately. So it was at field 21. Let's go and have a look at those fields. Now, given that it's a lease, we have to pay for it every day. The music kind of works. It's kind of okay. It does what it's meant to. It's just not very fitting for a farming game. There's not enough banjos in it. That's obviously one of our fields there. Coming along quite nicely with canola. Actually make that field a bit bigger, which is something we might do soon. We might make that field bigger. So we've got a little yard here as well. A nice little road. The other thing we need to do is we need to start prepping for winter. We've seen on the very first couple of minutes of the first stream of this that the snow covers everything. The snow mask on this map is absolutely everything. That's quite nice. We're going to need a sunflower header for our combine. And a corn header as well. I'd like to harvest the corn as corn and not silage. I think we'll get enough from the silage bales that we don't need to do any extra silage. Our other field is up this way past the place, which looks like there's a free field. Let's see a way into it. Oh, there is. Yeah, there's a free field there. It's not numbered, that means it's free. Quite a nice placeable area. Could definitely make use of this area at some point. The Euro tunnel over there. Our other field is up the back here. Hey, is this corn? I'm sure it's corn. It is corn, that's alright. Not worried there. What's the growth state on those fields? It's a little bit behind. Field 11 is almost ready to go. Field 23. When would we harvest corn? Let's see. Corn is a late harvest, that's not too bad. Sunflowers is slightly late, but barley and canola, they'll be the first things we harvest. We might actually be able to harvest them tomorrow. So that's good news. That's quite a sizable field. Now, speaking of winter, we need to start preparing for it. And by that I mean we are going to need a gritter, and we are going to need to have some salt ready to spread on the roads. I think maybe 4 pallets of salt would definitely be a start for us. But we'll go and pick up the gritter just now. We'll go for the smaller of the two available. Because we don't want to be clearing the snow off the grass and things when we're trying to clear the roads. I do have a question for you guys. I'd like to switch out our New Holland front loader for a telehandler. Now currently I only have I think 4 or 5 telehandlers to choose from, but is there a specific brand of telehandler you would like to see? I imagine that there's a mod for every brand. JCB, I currently have a tape drive JCB front loader. I think I'm using it on Shamrock Valley. I have the Modern Classics DLC as well, so I have the classic JCB. The ones I have are the Lever, the Manitou, this JCB. We've got the classic JCB, and we've got the tape drive JCB. We've got the Merlot, and we've got a New Holland. The classic JCB, I could do that. I don't think it's overly expensive, but we won't be able to afford it in tonight's stream. It'll be on Friday's stream that we can do that, because our New Holland's not really worth as much as I'd like it to be. But what we need is, we are going to need a gritter. They're in here somewhere. They're supposed to be in here somewhere. There they are. They're both 4 meters now. We'll go for the cheap one. And we're going to need some pallets of salt. They're in here somewhere. There they are. We got 4 of those. So we'll have to go back with our truck to pick up the pallets, of course, but that's not the end of the world. Right, we've got a couple of little bits and pieces that we could sell. We have extra equipment that we don't need, so I could sell them and get GCB tonight. I'm gonna put our gritter. It's not gonna go undercover. It's just gonna sit over here. It's just gonna sit there. Jump in the truck. I kind of like this truck. It just needs beacons. This is of course a rental. We don't own this truck. I'd like to own it one day, but just can't afford it just now. Of course, the other option over a telehandler is we could always get a skid steer. Alright, let's get this set for pallets. very, very handy truck, this. The only thing I haven't worked out yet is it's got those ladder pins at the back, and I can't figure out how to put them up. Oh, that's a loud beep. I want this. Unload these right there. Perfect. Let's have a look, see how our silage bales are doing. Doesn't tell me. We have quite a few of them though. Slightly overexposed, but we have quite a few of them. Woke the dogs. At least they're awake now. Don't want to go down empty-handed actually. Let's pick up the wind roar. The wind roar is going away. Tiny little wind roar we have. Smallest wind roar we could have had, bar the MF Classics one. For everyone who's interested, I am streaming a different game tomorrow. I'll still be streaming Farm Simulator on the regular times, but tomorrow I'll be streaming something a little bit different. I've come across a game that I'm not sure how popular it is. I hadn't heard about it before I seen it on Steam. It's a game called Kenshi. So I'll be streaming that tomorrow. It's quite an interesting game. I will put up a little teaser picture on Discord at the starting soon screen that I've made for it. It's not too bad, we've earned a bit of profit. Welcome along there, Rotten, how are you doing? Josie has been behaving, you don't have to worry. She only tried to bite a couple of people. Thanks very much for that, Rotten. Oh, trust me, she's a rebel. It's just I think it's some kind of scheme. I think she's behaving to get people's, you know, to stop people expecting something, and then she'll just jump out with something. Oh, there you go. Yeah, she said it herself. I had a feeling. Too much good behaviour from Josie makes me slightly suspicious. Well, I got a new telehandler, or a new old telehandler. To replace that New Holland that we had. I didn't particularly like the New Holland that was on the farm when we started. Right, we've got 30,000 left. I just realised I'd stopped time altogether. That's probably not good. Let's have a look at fertilising stages of our fields. I think there's a couple that need field 28 has only been done once. Field 16, actually field 28 has been done twice. Field 16 and 24 has only been done once. 23 and 21 haven't been done at all. That's not ideal. Oh, don't worry, Rotten. The beacon crew are currently winning. There is more beacons on the farm than tractors. Go and give a bit of slurry spreading a shot, I think. Not sure we even have enough slurry, to be honest, but we'll give it a shot. We might get a full load. It's not going to get us very far. That's alright, feel free, Josie. I always have spare beacons lying around. And just for suggesting that, I'm going to modify all the tractors to have more beacons on them. Gonna have to put an epilepsy warning at the start of my streams. With all the strobe lighting coupled with the stream music, I think we'd end up having a party. That's alright, Josie, I have more than one. I have miniature ones as well that I could hide about the place, and you'll find them at random intervals. Check my beacon though. You got me worried now, Josie. For those of you here who don't already know, Rotten Gaming 2.0 also streams. He was streaming earlier on tonight. It was a very enjoyable stream. Only several crashes. I think just one rage quit from Massey as well. Everything a stream needs. But if you enjoy watching live game content, I would highly recommend heading over to Rotten's channel and Massey Power Elite as well. They are both streamers as well. Just very high quality content, definitely worth a watch. I'm missing half of this field. And of course, while you're on a streaming frenzy, feel free to hit the subscribe frenzy, should I say. Feel free to hit that subscribe button while you're here as well. That would be absolutely awesome. Definitely not going to have enough slurry to finish this field. I would just still have a little bit of slurry at the pigs, I think. I'm going to ransom the beacon. That's fine, Josie, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out to your car tomorrow and absolutely lace the front end of it with multiple LED lights, just because. I'll wire them into random functions as well. Every time you turn your wipers on, there's going to be a light show. To be honest, if I do that, I'll probably end up driving the car more than you do. A car with that many lights on it will swap. Driven past the pig farm. Hey there, Dizzy Dips, how are you doing tonight? Yeah, we don't have enough slurry. Let's get the fertilizer spreader on the go, I think. Slurry tanker there for now. I think I'm going to probably end up getting rid of the slurry tanker. I'm not doing too badly. Being good's no fun anyway, Ron. It's moments like this where I wish I had a sound effect of a whip being cracked. kind of a mix in this field, but yeah, at least it's a fertilising stage. It's better than nothing. I will, I'll take your word for that, Massey. Not Massey, Rotten. Reading too many chat messages at the same time there. My previous, at the time, better half, shall we say, was watching such a same. Turned out the better half part may not have been particularly correct in her case, but it's one of those things. Hi there, Skull Gamer. How are you doing tonight? Welcome along. Well, I've not seen you in a while. How's things been going? A little bit more doing this field. I think we're going to need the narrow tires for the other field though. We're getting away without crop destruction in this field because it's still in this growth stage. That's good to hear, Skill Gamer. That's good to hear, Rotten. Nice to have a better half that is the better half. Yeah, lucky man. This other field we've got along here hired. Well, leased it, but didn't hire the field. That would be interesting. Yeah, we lease this field. We'll get a bit of. We'll get some fertilizer in it. We'll actually put some crop rows in it actually. That's all you need, isn't it, Ron? Yeah, that perfectly straight crop destruction there. How's everyone's week been going so far? Hopefully everyone's been having a good one. I'm fertilising it. I could have put the narrow tyres on the tractor to do this, but it's one of these things. Don't really want to spend the money putting the narrow tyres on the tractor, and putting these rows in means that I can, as long as I go back over these tracks I'm making, I can fertilise the field a couple more times without destroying anything else. So it's kind of like the best of the bad choices I had. But unfortunately I've got wide tyres on this, so it's taken out more than I'd like it to. It's not ideal, but it's not the end of the world. Hopefully we don't lose too much of the crop to it. Should still get a half decent yield out of the field. That's the plan anyway. It's the hopes. Whether or not that happens is a completely other matter. A tenement flat there. That looks like a really lovely place to live. I do want field 20. It's a nice size of field. To save up my pocket money to get that one. But yeah, with crop destruction on, if you've got narrow tyres, it depending on the crop in the field, it either doesn't do any crop destruction or it does very, very minimal crop destruction. And if you manage to fertilise the field before, well, while it's in before it germinates, or while it's in the first growth stage, like to our left there, it won't have any effect on the crop. But it's when the crop reaches the second or third growth stage, then it takes effect and starts destroying crops. Let's get that dropped off. I want to hire some forester equipment. I came across... I had it anyway, but I forgot I had it. This thing. It's only $4.5 grand. We'll only lease it. We don't need to buy. We don't need to buy that. Another power cut there, Master. That's not good. I think I'm right in saying that this is our most powerful tractor on the farm. So we'll use this one with that a new piece of equipment we've just got. We'll head back up to the forest. We'll cut down a couple more trees. Get a bit of money in so that we can afford to buy some nice shiny new equipment and upgrade some of the stuff that we've currently got. So I do like having the older tractors, but it would be nice to have some newer ones every now and again. This also gives me the opportunity to show off this thing. This little piece of equipment is good fun. I returned the Ponce Buffalo. Kept hold of the Scorpion King. We did have to pay another day of rental on it, but that's okay. We'll make that money up just now. I want this back to 8 meters. And we're going to want to take trees close to here. We'll start with this one. start with just 2 for now. Keep this running though, because we are gonna want to use it again. But for now, jump in the master, we'll get those logs moved. I'm gonna do so with this thing. This is a log dragger. I don't know if that's probably not the right name for it, but it drags logs. Connect them with chains and it will drag them, so I'll just sit there. I'm going to remember how to do this. It's been a while since I've done this. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, one chain on there, another chain on there. I handle those no problem at all. I can just fling the logs in now. I'm actually going to buy a chainsaw. I'm going to buy the McCulloch chainsaw. See if we can drag a full tree. Let's go for this one. Poundland is definitely not the place to buy electric from. I think there should be like an autosave feature on Giant's Editor personally. And you get kind of carried away, end up doing heaps of progress and then it crashes and you've got nothing to show for hours of work. We're gonna casually try and drag 2 complete trees. Not sure how well that's going to go for us. Not particularly well, I'd say. I fit under that. Yeah, but I can do this. Full tree worth 3 grand. Hi there, Nodstar, how are you doing? Let's get a couple more trees out of the way. I think this is on Mod Hub. I'm pretty sure it is. I get most of my mods from Mod Hub. Hi Soldier, how are you doing tonight? Welcome along. Let's take this tree to it. These two are close together. That's good. How's your week going so far? Oh, that's another fair size of tree. Let's see if we can get these. That's the wrong button. sign is kind of in the way. There we go, there's another couple. This is up to 50 grand, so... Hi there, Vicky, how are you doing tonight? If you have just come along to the stream, welcome along, come and say hello in the chat. Josie's the only one that bites around here. And if you haven't done so already, consider hitting that like button and that subscribe button to it. It would help an awful lot. And you can also join Discord as well. The link for it has just been put up by Nightbot. Let's turn this tractor off. Have a look at the map. Where's the bail sell point on this map? Down at the barn next to the BGA. Well, biting is still biting, Josie. That's alright. Josie's used to it by now. Let's set these back up to pick up square bales. Thanks for subscribing, Nodster. Not sure if that's shown up on the overlay, but hopefully it does. That was a sound effect. There we go. Alex Sal, welcome aboard. Thanks for subscribing. There it is, Nodster. It's come up on the alert box. That's good to know, Massey. I'm glad it's better. We're having some difficulties with it early on. Very random bitrate. I should be going to cross that bridge actually. Oh, the dogs are going to be going wild again. Thanks to everyone who has subscribed. That's absolutely amazing, guys. I mentioned earlier, but for those of you who weren't in the stream earlier, I will be streaming a new game tomorrow. I will be streaming a game called Kenshi, which is an interesting game I've come across on Steam. It's a very, very, very interesting take on how games should be, and I have to say I kind of enjoy it. I've only got a couple of hours of playtime on it, and it's definitely enjoyable. It's a game where you start as literally no one, and you have to build your character up to being someone, and you get absolutely no help from the game whatsoever. So you're as you first start the game, the first long time actually that you're in the game, you're getting absolutely no help. If you walk into the wrong person as you're gonna die. Dying is a very common aspect of that game. I think it would be quite fun to stream that one. A Jack Russell called Millie. Josie has a Lasso Apso called Molly. And a Shih Tzu called Maisie. And I have a Border Collie called Tess. House full of animals. Can I pick those ones up too by any chance? No, I can't. That's a shame. Let's get these ones sold off. We're earning good money now. This was definitely worth doing. Black lab called Titch. I've never heard a dog named Titch before, I've got to admit. It's quite an interesting name. Up to 124,000. That's not bad for just a couple of silage bales. Are you still in the chat, Ron? I know exactly what you mean there, Massey. Tess is 6 kilogram overweight, so I know exactly how you feel with that one. What time are you streaming tomorrow, Ron? And if you are, what time are you going to be live? to 9. That's awesome. I will I'll do my best to head along to that. For everyone who's watching who doesn't already know, Rotten is also a live streamer. He's streaming tomorrow between 6 and 9, and I'd recommend everyone subscribe to his channel too. Definitely fun streams. There we go, that's loads of bales sold. That's all our bales sold that we're going to sell. We're going to keep hold of the rest. 134,000. Never barks. A dog that never barks is a rare thing. A couple of years ago I had an absolutely amazing Alsatian. It was an Alsatian called Rosie. She was an absolute big softie. Only ever barked if someone came at the door. Sounded like ready to rip your face off every time she did bark, but she was just a big softie. Absolutely adored that dog. There you go, guys. If there's anyone who hasn't done so already, I'd recommend that you also subscribe to Rotten Gaming and Massey Power Lee. Both extremely good channels. Now let's start. Let's speed time way up. Let's get through the night. 10 grand that I sold, no, that's not bad. I almost paid for our rental costs for our machines. We're still not at the point where we're in profit every night. Let's have a look at the growth. See if there's anything ready to harvest. Field 11 is ready. Field 21 now looks very, very weird now. Okay, what other fields have we got? Field 9's not ready. Yeah, so we can go ahead and harvest Field 11. Let's jump in the... actually, we're going to need the Massey. It's also the quickest tractor we have. So we're going to need it to cart. We're also going to need it to take the header. Still convinced eBuyer should be sponsoring the channel. The amount of thanks for reminding me there, Massey. The amount of time that I spend on eBuyer, the amount of money I've spent on eBuyer as well. Actually, I'm just gonna drop the trailer there. This field's ready to cut again by the looks of it. Get a bit of crop destruction as we go across it. That's always a good sign that it's ready to harvest. We're going to need this terrible little dolly trailer. I hate dolly trailers with a passion. I suppose what we really should have done is started this combine up like 5 minutes ago and let it actually get ready. Is it going to start? Any day now it'll move. Maybe? No? There we go. Got worried there for a second. We'll get this over to full start getting harvesting done. This, there's not a swath to worry about this, so it's canola we're going to be harvesting. That sounds like a very interesting one. Whereabouts did you get that from, Massey? Would definitely add something to my realistic series that I'm working on. Being hunted down by beacons. It's okay, it's not letting me turn follow me off from here, so from there. Not a problem, Massey. That would be absolutely awesome if you could do that. Let's start up. The world's slowest combine. This thing is slow. In fact, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get this on a hired worker. I'm going to get a different trailer. This dolly trailer, it's just not worth having. I'm going to swap it out. We've got the money to do so. Don't want to go anything too excessive though. It'll still have to fit under the arm of the combine. Maybe get the Massey Ferguson trailer, or we could get the West trailer. Let's see, what tippers do we have? Been a while since I've had a Bailey trailer, actually. Saying that I do like the Marshall trailer. I'll go for the Marshall trailer. I do like the Marshall trailer. We definitely will be supporting. I see YouTube as a community, and anyone who supports me, I think it's the right thing to do is to also return that favour and support them. I think there's too many channels on YouTube that are a little bit too self-focused and not engaging in the community spirit of the platform. So any of the support that anyone would like, that's absolutely fine with me. I'm more than happy to do that. And anyone who wants to support me, it is very much appreciated as well. Is this a random person driving the combine? It's not bad, we're already at 38%. Yeah, trailer I can reverse with. Bonus. Let's see, 6.2 mile an hour. We will. I was going to say we'll set the cruise control to do, but there's no point because it's going to unfill fairly quick. I would have to agree with you there, Ron. I've seen a few groups on groups of channels on YouTube, and the group that you're on about, Swamp Dog, is definitely, as far as I can tell, the most viewer interaction. And I've also joined Discord. You've definitely got a good group going there. Let's see, let's have a look at the shop. I've got a good bit of money. We could buy something. Actually, saying that, we need another header for the combine. How big is the header we've got? No idea, but that one looks kind of interesting. We'll get that one. We'll get it in blue. Hopefully it'll match the combine a little bit. In that live 5-second generation, I think that's what I have as well, actually. I think, not 100% sure. It's an i5, not that much. But I've recently upgraded my GPU to a 1050 Ti. Significant upgrade, because previously I was on a 660, which was kind of painful. It was starting to die. It was running the fans on full all the time, and it was just time to get something there. Oops. What kind of decorating is it that you're doing, Nodster? Is it wallpapering or painting? I don't mind doing a little bit of painting every now and again, but wallpapering has to be the worst thing in the world. We are going to get more than a trailer load out of this view. We'll let him get on with that for a little while. We're going to jump over to, well, anything really. We just need another tractor. We're up to 16 likes. That's absolutely amazing. Guys, thanks to everyone who has liked this video. It is very much appreciated. I got a 1050 Ti from eBuyer for 160 odd. Or was 163 off the top of my head. And it's worked out perfectly well for me. It's I've had no issues with that. Even when I decided to give it a wash with the liquid coolant. That was a fun stream. Oh, it's an MSI. An MSI GeForce 1050 Ti. And like I said, very water resistant, or cooling resistant. I wouldn't really want to try it with water, but the day I installed it, I was doing a live stream, and within 10 minutes, it started acting very weird, and then my display cut out completely, and had to look under my desk where I kept my computer at the time, and my liquid coolant had decided it didn't want to stay in its pipes anymore. That was fun. There's just something a little bit scary, I guess, about taking apart a brand new graphics card. I had it in bits within 6 hours of getting it. That sounds more or less what I got, to be honest, just a different brand, but to be fair, the brand's less important. I mean, they're all Nvidia cards at the end of the day anyway, aren't they? It's also worth noting, if you get the specs for the better version of whatever card you get, and then download MSI Afterburner, you can usually, I wouldn't necessarily recommend really going too far with it, but you can usually overclock the card you get to the specs of the better card, providing that it's got the same RAM and things, the same amount of RAM. I'd personally recommend a twin fan setup. I don't know if I'd have a single fan setup personally, especially for streaming and rendering. I'd be worried it'd get too hot. But the MSI I've got is a twin fan, and it's never been above 45 Celsius, which is very convenient. Whereas the 660 I had, that sat, you know, that running Farming Simulator at 30 FPS, that was sitting at around 90 Celsius at one point. And yes, Josie did help me with that computer emergency with a liquid coolant issue. That was a very long day. Still up at 3 in the morning trying to dry components off. I recently watched a video about the new 20 series cards with the RTX, and from what I understand, everyone's basically saying don't bother to get one, because although it has the capabilities of running RTX, RTX isn't a thing yet. There's only one game currently in development that runs RTX, which is typical graphics card company wanting you to spend £1,000 on a card that you won't actually be able to use the functionality on. I think the next card I get, I think I'll go up to a 1080. That should give me the ability to do 4K, which I'm very much looking forward to being able to do 4K. Let's see, what's the grain tank sitting at? 90% in the harvester. I'll have to go and empty that in a second. This field's going to be tedded again and turned into hay bales. A 1080 Ti would be very nice. A friend of mine has a 1080 Ti and he's forever showing off with it. He's very well funded, shall we say. We've got a 1080 Ti and an i9. Actually, I think he's got a 1080 Ti and a 1070 Ti. as a secondary card for a second display, just because he can. But I can't complain about him too much. He actually gave me a bulk of the setup I have. He gave it to me broken right enough, but he gave me it nonetheless. When I got my gaming rig, I spent, I think it was about two or 3 months just trying to get the thing to actually power on properly. One of my PCIe slots is actually broken and was shorting out on itself, so it wasn't loading. But we got there in the end. All it took was completely ripping the entire system apart and rebuilding it from scratch. What kind of RAM are you running, Massey? I cheat with my RAM a little bit. I actually use my I use a portion of my RAM for cache for the processor, so that I can render videos a bit quicker. Oh, Nightbot's very persistent just now. Yeah, we're gonna get a bit of crop destruction here. Try and minimize. I'll use the trailer. It's not working. Didn't line that up very well at all. Try to minimize the crop destruction a little bit there. .16 RAM and 1 terabyte. That's actually not bad. It's not bad at all. I have more or less the opposite. I have pretty good RAM, but the oldest hard drives on the planet. I have two 475 gig hard drives that I pillaged out of old laptops actually. They are ancient things, but they still work, so it's alright. But I'm lucky enough to have 32 gig of Corsair Vengeance RAM. My most prized possession in the computer. I would sooner give up the 1050 than I would the RAM. GPU is probably one of the more expensive parts to a system, but it also makes the most difference when you upgrade it. Almost every stream I do a little known fact about Josie. Today's little known fact about Josie is well, a qualified IT tech, not in profession but in, I suppose, trade you'd say. $1070, not bad at all. But yeah, Josie is a tech, which makes the the occasional phone calls to like to the internet service provider. It makes them very fun when the tech. She had to phone them one day. I remember this one. This was a really funny moment. Knowing how a broadband router works means that when it's off, and this phone tech instructed her to turn off the router, wait for 3 minutes, and then turn it back on. And then when she did that, then informed her that during those 3 minutes that the router was unplugged. They did a firmware update on it. That was a very classic moment. And the bit that made it better is Josie's more qualified than these phone techs. I remember when I was younger, any computer issue I had whatsoever, straight to her with it. And nowadays I do not bad. I get the general idea of most things. Yeah, I can generally fix most things on my computers. But I actually think I'm gonna leave it here for just now, guys. I've gone over the allotted time a little bit tonight. I was kind of hoping to get this field finished, but this combine is just too slow. We'll be here for another half hour or so getting that done. But thanks to everyone who has come along tonight. I appreciate all the support. And I will be back streaming tomorrow. I'll be streaming Kenzie tomorrow. I'm not entirely sure exactly what time that stream will start, but that will be a much longer stream. I'm not putting a time limit on that one because that's a game that time just disappears into that game. And this map will be back on Friday at 9 PM. But hopefully you all enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed it and you haven't done so already, feel free to hit that like button, and if you haven't done so, consider hitting that subscribe button and the bell icon. That way you get notified when I go live. It would be very much appreciated if you could do that, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next stream. Thanks to everyone who came out tonight, and I will see you all tomorrow, hopefully. Bye for now.